I'm Robin Lowe. I'm the president of the Sale Tennis Club and have been for just over 20 years. I think the essential component for any tennis club is to work out how you're going to live within your means. So it's really important to actually understand what your revenue is, what your revenue streams are and how reliable they are, and then work out your expenditures to actually work inside that budget.
My name's Drossos Haramantis with the East Camberwell Tennis Club. I'm the treasurer and have been in that role for 8 years. We've got around 550 members. So a tennis club to me is like basically running a business. The treasurer is the chief financial officer of the business, and the responsibility of a treasurer is to maintain the financial records of the company and produce its financial statements. And those are critical in terms of managing the operations of the club.
Really, the budgetary process starts with having robust accounting systems. So it's really important to actually capture the data. Your budget won't work unless you've actually got a really robust accounting system.
There are a lot of cloud-based accounting packages out in the market, like QuickBooks Online or Xero, that can really make the life of a treasurer very, very easy. You can set it up so that bank transactions are automatically interfaced into the software. The software have got pre-existing financial reports, balance sheet, income statement and cash flow that can be run.
In terms of needing financial experience, it's not an essential component for actually understanding and working with budgets.
You don't need to be an accountant to be a treasurer.
You know, we all have some sort of budget. We have a household budget, we have a personal budget. It's essentially a case of looking and saying, what do I have in my wallet and can I spend more than that?
It's important to understand the financial position of your tennis club on a regular basis. It allows you to understand if there are any problems that need to be addressed. It allows information to go to the committee on a regular basis.
Sporting clubs in Victoria are incorporated associations which sit under a piece of legislation. Under that legislation there are financial reporting requirements. So a balance sheet is a really important financial statement. It tells the user what the assets and liabilities of a club look like. And the difference between your assets and liabilities is effectively equity or the reserve the club has, sometimes referred to accumulated profit. It's probably the primary statement that accountants look at to understand their financial health of an organisation, because if you have assets higher than your liabilities, you obviously got some surplus reserves to use into the future. An income statement is a statement that tells you your profit and loss for a period in time. It's made up of revenue and expenditure, and effectively the difference between the two represents the profit or loss you've made for a period.
For a tennis club to be financially viable, the income it generates has to be enough to cover its operating expenses, any debt commitments, and allow enough money for future capital projects.
Our major income stream is membership. So that's membership services, includes membership, pennant fees, and essentially any other income that we derive directly from our members. Second income stream relates to our facility usage. So it includes court hire, coach hire fees, and venue hire for functions such as 21st birthdays in clubhouses, those sorts of things. Third income stream relates to sales. So this is sales of products. So it includes our canteen, our bar, sale of used tennis balls and other merchandise that the club provides.
Another really important element to financial viability is risk management. Considering the significant financial risks that might impact your club will play a big part in understanding how you treat those risks. An example of one of those financial risks will be revenue diversification. An example of this was through COVID. We saw memberships drop off. However, there may have been some sponsorship engagement, there may have been some grant funding from local or state government that assisted to diversify that revenue stream. A POS system is referred to as a point of sale system. It is something that you interact with your customers when you're doing a financial transaction. From a club perspective, a point of sale system may be used for membership engagement. It may be if you're running events, ticket sales, those type of things. It's somewhere where you can record the financial transaction. One of the really important things if you do look to have a point of sale system is the interaction with the finance system and how the accounting records capture the transactions in the point of sale system. A really important internal control is making sure that your point of sale system reconciles to your financial statements and your financial accounting system.
Probably the most important outside of membership is advertising and sponsorship, and that's a really important income stream for most clubs. We work really hard to make sure that our sponsors are actually included in our club community. The sponsors want to be part of something successful and something that is inherently good for the community. So by ensuring that we are in fact a good corporate citizen or a good club citizen, then we can ensure that sponsors are therefore comfortable to have their name associated with our club. In relation to our sponsorship and our value proposition, it's really important that they feel part of that community, and in doing so, then it becomes quite infectious. So we've actually had people approach us to be part of our advertising program because they see other people being involved. So they feel the buzz and they want to be part of that process, and that's really important. Our advertising and sponsorship revenue now forms almost 20% of our annual club revenue, so it's a really important part of our budget now.
Grants are a great source of income for a tennis club. However, I believe that a tennis club should aim to achieve financial viability without assuming that they're going to receive grants.
Being financially viable is an essential component of grant applications. Grant funders want to understand that the project that they're funding can be delivered successfully. Therefore, you need to give them the warm and fuzzy feeling that what they're funding will actually be completed on time and on budget.
Being financially viable and obtaining a grant goes hand in hand. It's similar to going to a bank and asking for a loan. If you can prove you've got a good track record of being financially viable and responsible for administrating funds, you're more likely to get the grant. Another important aspect in looking to obtain a grant is to consider future budgeting requirements. A budget will demonstrate to any potential funder how you intend to spend their grant funds and generate a benefit for the users in the future.
The relationship with local council is one of the essential relationships that most clubs will have, as local council account for as much as 80% of the possible funding. It's a relationship that needs to be nurtured, therefore it's important that you maintain a really solid relationship with council and with council officers and try to bring them along for the journey. A sinking fund is the regular and systematic setting aside of funds for a planned future expenditure.
Think of a sinking fund as also like a rainy day fund. You put it aside for future events that might occur that you haven't budgeted for. So you can call on those funds as required.
A sinking fund can also be a reserve set aside to help cover any unexpected events the club may face.
It's not mandatory if your turnover is below $250,000 to have an audit or a review. However, it may be best practice. If you do have an audit or a review, it's telling the users of your financial statement that an independent party has considered the financial statements and believes they are free from misstatement. One of the other benefits of an audit, it may assist in grant applications in the future.
So financial viability starts with understanding the financial position of the club today. What are its income and expenses? What are its cash flows? What is the balance sheet position? Do they have enough assets to cover liabilities? The second step is determining whether there need to be any changes in the operating model of the club for the future, such as increasing membership fees, controlling costs, or any other improvements that need to be made.
If you have any questions regarding the financial viability of your club, please contact your club development officer at Tennis Victoria.